It is exactly 6 p.m. from Morovia and other parts of the country. A pleasant good evening and welcome to King's News Broom. 45 minutes of news about Liberia and the rest of our one world. I'm Stephen Compton. First, the headlines. Employees of Morovia Brewery accuse company management of bad labor practices. Spokesperson Hassan Wahekba says about 11 employees are dismissed without due process. Congress for Democratic Change condemns ruling Unity Party use of executive mansion as official communication channel to broadcast homecoming event. Terms it discretion of the presidency. And also coming up in the news, 30-year-old man, Moscow, we had reportedly stabbed his 25-year-old woman to death over USD 20 argument in Iraq Valley community. And away from home, two senior military officials taken hostage during Sunday's attempt coup in Benin have been free, a government source has told the BBC. And elsewhere, the head of the World Health Organization has described an attack on a kindergarten and hospital in Sudan, which he said killed 114 people. Details of these developments, the news bulletin, and the voices of the newsmakers are all packaged. We are taking a very short break to be right back. Welcome back. Up next is the bulletin of news with Sam Andrews.
Employees of Moreover Breweries Incorporated, producers of club beer, staged a peaceful protest early morning to draw attention of the government to what they described as ongoing labor and administrative malpractices within the company. Speaking to reporters on the ground of the protest, the aggrieved employees spokesperson Hassan Payakpan said workplace activities have effectively come to a standstill due to unresolved grievances from the management of the company. According to him, the protest stems primarily from alleged violations of the collective bargaining agreement, which was signed between the management, the workers' union, and endorsed by the Ministry of Labor. He added the CBA has been disrespected by the management, resulting to about 11 employees being dismissed without due process or adherence to the established grievance procedures. The Congress for Democratic Change has released a statement alleging state terror, police provocation, and partisan abuse of power by the ruling Unity Party-led government. The leading opposition political party claims that the Liberia National Police, led by Inspector General Gregory Coleman, has become a tool for the ruling party, selectively enforcing laws and intimidating opposition personnel. According to the statement under the signature of the party secretary, National Chairman Janga Cole, the police barricaded CDC new headquarters construction site and previously evaded and looted their former headquarters. The former ruling Unity Party accused Unity Party of hypocrisy, violating the code of conduct, and using state institutions for partisan gain. CDC condemns what it called the executive mansion use of official communication channel to broadcast Unity Party homecoming event, calling it a desecration of the presidency. A 25-year-old woman identified as Mary Sinnen was fatally stabbed by her boyfriend, Moscow in Rock Valley community. Mr. Weir is currently being held at the Morovia City Court awaiting prosecution on charges related to the incident. According to the police charge sheet and investigative findings, the confrontation began over a 20 United States dollars. The police charge sheet added that on the day of the incident, Weir reportedly visited his uncle George Nimley, who works at Capitol Building, and his uncle reportedly gave him 20 US. Mr. Weir returned home around 1 p.m. and gave the money to his girlfriend, Mary Sinan. Sinan reportedly heard the money and immediately demanded her portion, escalating the situation into an argument. Mr. Weir left the residence according to the event, but returned around 5 p.m. upon his arrival. A second, more severe confrontation began. A resident of Broom City, Fanta Bori, is calling on the Ministry of Justice to ensure a fair trial of her daughter, who was wrongly convicted in a recent rape case. Speaking to Kings FM over the weekend, Madam Bori claimed that her daughter was sentenced without proper legal process, an action she described as cash violence against her child. According to her, the alleged victim, believed to be about 13 years old, accused her daughter of assisting a man who reportedly abused her about 2 months ago in Browville. She recounted what the girl claimed her daughter held her feet while the man committed the act. The ruling Unity Party has announced 1.3 million United States dollars raised during the fundraising rally and has come under intense criticism from several Liberians. Over the weekend, Unity Party authorities announced US 1.3 million as a total amount raised from the December 6th fundraiser. According to the ruling Unity Party, the money is intended to support the party national construction headquarters in Congo Town and local offices across the country. Prior to the rally, CDC Secretary General Jefferson Koji accused the government of diverting over US 1.3 million to facilitate party activities. CDC Secretary General Jefferson Koji has since named LACC, LPRC, and LWSC as government institutions used to clandestinely divert thousands of dollars in support of Unity Party event. Former Montserrat County Superintendent Grace Spang has accused Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler and Montserrat County Senator Sir Joseph of obstructing development initiatives in the county during her tenure. Speaking on a local station in Morovia, Manakpan claimed Lofa County lawmaker was heavily engaged in multiple corruption acts during his tenure as representative of Montserrat County District 5. According to Grace Pan, the alleged action of Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler and other members of Montserrat County Legislative Caucus significantly undermined development efforts in the county and surrounding areas during the administration of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Renowned human rights lawyer and political leader of the Liberian People's Party, Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, has described the country's governance system as the at least mentality. Councillor Gonglo's critique of Liberia's governance culture argued that a persistent national mindset, which he described as the at least mentality, has weakened leadership from the era of Joseph Jenkins Rabos in 1847 to the current administration of Joseph Yemabuakai. A group of disabled persons in Morovia has expressed deep disappointment in the head of the National Commission on Disability, Sam Dane, over what they described as a betrayal and marginalization. Speaking to Kings FM, Yulon Somo, a visually impaired person, alleged that the commission has consistently ignored the well-being of many persons with disability. Somo accused Sam Dean of corruption, claiming that monies received from the national government intended to empower persons with disabilities have been diverted to personal use. According to him, instead of ensuring the money benefit the community, the National Commission on Disability had allegedly purchased a vehicle and constructed a home for himself, leaving members without any financial accountability. The aggrieved group also recounted a recent confrontation claiming that on Wednesday, December 10th, Sam Dane ordered the Liberia National Police to assault them when they demanded their share of the money provided by the government. Former House Speaker Fonati Kofa has described governance under the Unity Party as Adolf Hitler style, who hoped to govern Germany for 2,000 years. He claimed that Unity Party is the progenitor of the True Wing Party, which governed Liberia under one-party system for almost 150 years. Speaking at the fundraising program organized by Grand Bassa County chapter of the Congress for Democratic Change in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County during the weekend, Representative Fonati Kofa alleged that he was told by a ranking member of Unity Party that they want to govern Liberia for the next 200 years. According to Representative Kofa, the Congress for Democratic Change would not sit idly and allow those people whose sole objective is to retain power endlessly to happen in 2029 presidential and legislative elections. And a local governmental organization named United Friends Forever has concluded its spelling bee tournament involving several schools across Moserado County districts 7 and 8. The competition brought together students from various institutions to showcase their academic ability and promote educational excellence. At the end of the tournament, student Nathaniel McGill of Charles D.B. King Public School emerged as the first place winner. He received a certificate along with an undisclosed cash from Goodwill supporters who praised his commitment to hard work and academic excellence.
Would like to say many thanks to Sam Andrews for the bulletin of news. It's a regular feature on King's News Broom, 45 minutes of news about Liberia and elsewhere. One of our top developments this evening, Congress for Democratic Change condemns ruling Unity Party use of executive mansion as official communication channel to broadcast homecoming event, terms it as desecration of the presidency. We're taking a very short break. When we come back, we'll bring you voices of the news makers. Welcome back. Thanks for rejoining us. Let's now take our first development. Employees of Morovia Brewery Incorporated, producer of Club Beer, staged a peaceful protest early morning to draw the attention of government to what they describe as ongoing labor and administrative malpractices within the company. Speaking with scopes of reporters at the grounds of the company, the aggrieved employee spokesperson Hassan Paekba said workplace activity have effectively come to standstill due to unresolved grievances from management of the company.
My name is Hensi S. Kayakpa, a brewer from Monrovia Breweries Incorporated, from Japan and Brew House. And this is my ID card to show that I'm an employee. What issues are many? First, is that the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement that was signed by the Ministry of Labor, by the management of this company and the workers' union, they have been downplayed. They have been disrespected by this management. Next, there is a willful dismissal of employees without due process, without grievance procedure, and depriving the workers of their just benefits. And workers are being threatened on the job. We are being raised on the job, and we are not getting any benefit from that. And we have been engaging with management, engaging with the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Labor to have these things resolved, but to no avail. The government has tried though, because they have adjudicated some cases and instructed the management to reinstate some agreed or some dismissed staff. But management has refused to adhere to the demand of the government. This case, the process, today is the event, but the process that led to today has been going on for nearly a year. Yes, so every time we want to stage a protest or we want to carry on some specific actions, management will call us on board to have discussion. They will make promises that they cannot fulfill. We're supposed to have a consolidated meeting this on Friday because they knew that we wanted to protest on the 1st of December. Then they sent us a letter to have a consolidated meeting with us, and we agreed. Maybe during that meeting, we'll have a discussion on issues to resolve a lot of issues. But then, to our utmost surprise, on Friday morning, we were informed that the meeting that we should have had with management has been cancelled. So we see this as disrespect to us. We see this as undermining our own integrity because they are not respecting us. How will you cancel a meeting few hours to the date or to the time of the meeting? That is not fair to us. So that is why we came together to stage a peaceful protest, calling the attention of the government of Liberia, international labor organizations, and even the public at large to come to our plight. We are calling for management to reinstate our staff that were unjustly dismissed. We are discussing up to 11 employees that have been deprived of winning bread for their families.
A resident of Broadville City, Mandan Fanta Bori, is calling on the Ministry of Justice to ensure a fair trial for her daughter, who, according to her, was wrongly convicted in a recent rape case. Speaking to King's FM over the weekend, Mandan Bori claimed that her daughter was sentenced without proper legal process, an action she described as cash violence against her daughter. According to her, the alleged victim, believed to be about 13 years old, accused her daughter of assisting a man who reportedly abused her about 2 months ago in the area.
The ladies lie on my dollar, they say my dollar hole or dollar four.
Okay.
They rape a dollar. And I was speaking now and Jeff from Stubby. My dollar Jeff fainting in the jail, grabbing people there, chewing people body all over.
Okay.
And they call me and when the general for the place to come out. So I want for the people to step inside it, they can see if the woman can rape. She pull her crown on her child here and the child left for baby home. The baby now I was speaking, the baby seriously sick in my hand. And I get no one to fight for me. She used cash violence. I had to send my dollar inside me. The particular lady that I was talking about, I was who over lay down with her. The whole estate, everybody know about it.
So where this thing happened?
Like in Broadway, King of Village.
In this lie, have you people been to court?
She know we not go to police. They take her from Broadway court, from Broadway police station, straight
To Sabi.
to the place there. They carry her straight to Sabi.
So this particular lady that is in prison now at the South Beach area, when she alone was arrested for this act?
She and the man.
She and the particular man,
Yeah, they
the
say-
uncle.
No, and now the uncle like different man. They get lie on.
Okay.
So they say they my dollar, more lie on the man, and she said she can't do it. She know the man for anyone, so she can't lie on the man. So like, hey, keep it to an over there. So like, the part the men that do the act, they left him behind, and they collect the leg, and they bought the man, they carry inside. I was talking now, and I said, I call in about I carry. She go off in the people here now. She didn't eat.
So Fanta, this child that they're talking about that she was raped, she has many years.
She started the leg there.
Oh, sad that this girl somewhere around 11 to 12, if I can just imagine. Then how your doctor got involved?
And why my daughter get her involved? They said that my daughter home, The lady said that my daughter hold her phone.
But the little girl saying that.
Yeah, that my daughter hold her phone and the man go on. So that how the police be me say, but how woman will hold a friend woman phone and still want to lay down with you. So they care violent at the end they enter use.
Manan Fantad Bori is a resident of Broadville City there calling on the Ministry of Justice to ensure a fair trial for her daughter, who, according to her, was wrongly convicted in a recent rape case. The ruling Unity Party has announced a USD 1.3 million raised during fundraising rally has come on an intense criticism from several Liberians. Over the weekend, the Unity Party Authority announced USD 1.3 million as the total amount raised during its December 6th fundraising rally. According to the party, the funds are intended to support the party national headquarters construction in Congo Town and local offices across the country. Meanwhile, prior to the rally, CDC Secretary General Jefferson Koji accused the government of diverting over USD 1.3 million to facilitate activities.
Groundbreaking ceremony, we told them that it's just clear that the Liberian more money that they do. Because how will you be telling me that I am going home? And then the place that you are going home to raise money, you are already occupying the place. You finish painting, you put it all light, you setting all of your offices there. But yeah, you say you're going to raise money to pay for the place. You're on the 4th. The Secretary General of CDC came up with that statement, followed with the check that he released, that the Unity Party had channeled $1.3 million through 3 different institutions, Water and Sewer, LPRC, and the Anti-Corruption Commission. And the $1.3 million Jefferson Kochi talk about, Unity Party come to do their homecoming program, they do what they raise the same $1.3 million. How can you tell on how do you justify that? Can you say it was a lie? No, it's not a lie. And what I'm saying now is that they are not chasing other people. Investigation, then secretly account the check leak, account the information leak. But it's up to them. The same way they were leaking all information, we do are here, we are on top of the game, we are collecting every bit and pieces that we can gather against them. As I have always said, that we are capitalizing on their error, and they are now suffocated, and will continue to suffocate them while we move towards 2029. There is no way that we can focus Liberia for another Unity Party 6 years.
The Liberian there criticizing the Unity Party announced 1.3 million raised during its fundraising rally over the weekend. And up to this next development, former Monserrato County Superintendent Grace Spahn has accused Deputy House Speaker Thomas Fada and Monserrato County Senator Sir Joseph of obstructing development initiatives in the county during her tenure. Speaking Monday on the local radio station in Monrovia, Spahn claimed the Monserrato County, Alofa County District 1 lawmaker, was heavily engaged in multiple corruption acts during her tenure his tenure as representative of Monserrato County District 5. According to her, the alleged action of Deputy Speaker Thomas Fada and other members of the Monserrato County Legislative Caucus significantly undermined development efforts in Monserrato County and surrounding areas during the administration of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
The body must be very careful. These were people who sat there and under our county development fund. No regret. For our county, they were led into position because they had the political goodwill from the people. Everybody applauded them. Everybody, people who are not educated will follow things that are not right. And today, I see them sitting with Unity Party staff on the neck, looking like they were Oh, just be careful. There are wolves in sheep clothing, and all Satan apples have worms. No matter how they look, if they look nice, also I with them because they are only going there for relevance. They are only going there because they want a future leadership now to say, oh yes, the men came over. People crossing over, be careful with them. How they cross. The whole I eat you eat scenario. Those are people that squander our county development fund. I can say free. I can say clearly. I got the physical evidence, and it takes you to where it hurts. It makes you feel sad that people in a political party, you say yes, hey, oh, I will say yeah, very low, yeah, very everything fine. The next thing, the party disappears from the scene. They start falling away one by one, and they start sneaking on the other part, creeping on the other parties. I call it political prostitution. That one is. He claimed at the time to have, and that TIFA Institute did not exist. According to Frontier Africa, they went on the scene, they saw the foundation, the pillars were on the ground. But Thomas Falaha, I don't know how many, I can't remember 5 or 20 or 40 students, all of them were beginners, all of them in one class, all of them fees were supposed to be paid at this certain amount of money, and that brought all that noise in the county. These people must be punished. The culture of impunity needs to stop. They shouldn't be jumping on other political parties so people can't see the wrong. And this hurts Liberia. For me, as a person, I mean, I can live a good life. But the ordinary Liberians out there, they will go where they will. They will go where they can get one little T-shirt to change their clothes. They will go where they can get small rice and all of that. This thing needs to stop. People, the political party needs to start telling people, look, check your big right that we don't need you here. And when people start to shun people off, they will come to their senses and try to be good. We can't live in a country like this forever. Liberia is trying. We're dragging small, we're going. We're seeing little light. We're seeing things improving a little bit. We can get bad people to come into it. They will spoil it. They will spoil. And you gotta be careful with the spoilers. When you put the spoilers among your stuff, you get into serious trouble.
From Montserrat County Superintendent Grace Pan, they're speaking. A group of disabled persons in Morovia have expressed deep disappointment in the head of the National Commission on Disability, Samuel Dane, over what they describe as betrayal and marginalization. Speaking to Kings FN, Wallow Sumo, a visually impaired person, alleged that the commission head has consistently ignored the well-being of many persons with disability. Sumo further accused Dane of corruption, claiming that funds received from the national government intended to empower persons with disability have been diverted for personal use.
What I got to say here is that we are getting permission disability administration affair.
Okay.
I am here now swapping in the street. If I'm not bad, I cannot eat. And we are getting permission from the government that he's going to give us empower money. But the person that he gave the money to, the call Sand Dish. Same that time we running after it, we have made protests complete 4 different times. We cannot get anything from him. And he promised us that he want to get all the money. We cannot get the money from him. He bought a house, he bought a car, and we go there, police people also beating on us. We cannot get anything. So the day when he getting with him, he have made a promise for some people, they're going to him at night, they're getting money from him. So they seeing him, my friend, myself, we are just lecturing about it now. We cannot get money from the man. We sit on the street. We're suffering. We didn't get nothing yet. Today we're suffering. We had the man to go to him, also to appeal to the government, to also tell Mr. Joseph Walker to please help us and get the money to us so we can try to do something for us in the future. This is why we are here for. This is why we're going around. And the man has bought our character. He said, we are a beggar. He will be giving water to drink. And we are kidnapping people. But when that time, we can't get money. We just shopping sitting down here on our back. Then else we can get it from him. So that the shopping, we are in here generally. So I had to plead to you to talk to the people, to talk to the government, to please help us for us to get our own money.
I'm asking, what are the International Day celebration for persons with disability? What are you a part of that program?
The program where they have the PD.
Yellow Sumo is a visually impaired person there speaking. And we have an hour now past the news presentation. This is a reminder you're listening to the Monday December 8th, 2025 edition of King's News Broom. 45 minutes of news about Liberia and elsewhere. We're taking a very short break. When we come back, we'll bring you more developments. Welcome back. Up to this development, former House Speaker Funanti Kofa has described governance on the ruling Unity Party as the Adolf Hitler style of governance who hoped to govern Germany for 2,000 years. He claimed that the Unity Party is the progenitor of the True Wind Party, which governed Liberia on a one-party system for almost 150 years through discrimination. Speaking at the fundraising program organized by the Grand Bassa County chapter of the Congress of Democratic Change in Buchanan during the weekend, Representative Kofa alleged that he was told by a ranking member of the ruling Unity Party that they want to govern Liberia for the next 200 years.
But the one thing you got to give it to the rescue men, they know how to lie, they know how to speak. They're very brave at that. Yes. The rescue chairman said, our party will rule for 200 years. And we are not surprised at that statement. They are the progenitor of the True Party, the most oppressive instrument in the history of Liberia that ran on a apartheid state. That is what they're trying to do. But for those of us who study history, the statement was even more troubling. You know, there was a man who was a German leader called Hitler. Maybe some of you will learn about him in school. When Hitler came to power, he said, we will rule for 1,000 years. Call it 1,000 years back. You know the first thing Hitler did? He went to the Capitol building. He arrested the political opponent. He said, they on it. You know the second thing Hitler did? He took the police force into partisan police. They call it the Gestapo. You all see the party? You all see the train? Arrest you. So when we look at what he's doing, arresting people for the very same things you're doing, harassing people for the very same things you're doing, going undercover, doing surreptitious things, it is cause for concern. Their number one goal is not to develop Liberia, it's not to send children to school, it's not to make sure the hospitals are functioning well, it's to obtain power and keep it. That's their number one. The primary development objective is that we must keep it. And you know what they said to me? When you know we don't have the vote in 2029, we keep. And I told him, I said, look, let me have a subject that is not even possible. This country will be governed by the popular vote obtained in 2029. Then they come back, they say, oh, government do nothing. CC government do nothing.
Representative Kofa there speaking. The Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry has initiated a 3-day conference aimed at strengthening small and medium-sized enterprises in Morovia. Speaking at the opening of the conference, Minister of State for Presidential Affairs Samuel Stickward urged Liberian entrepreneurs to uphold honesty and transparency in their business operations, especially when securing loans from banking institutions. He emphasized that such integrity will strengthen the relationship between banks and the business community, ultimately driving wider support for locally made products.
Liberian entrepreneurs, rightfully or wrongfully, and I hope wrongfully, have this stigma of not paying the banks back. And so it makes it more difficult for you to gain access to the bigger finances that you need. Yeah, my colleague Wemi spoke about some of the initiatives that government is undertaking. Yeah, we'll give you the $500 grant and the $900 grant, but if you are to make yourselves marketable, it is my hope that Liberian entrepreneurs will shake this image of not having enough confidence in themselves or struggling to pay businesses and banks back. The susus will help, But it is only when we make bold steps that we can grow and that we will have the success that we need as small Liberian businesses. And so we know that you, Liberian businesses, help us keep our promise to the people because you employ people. Government may not be in the position to employ every citizen, but certainly government can provide the enabling environment that allows you to thrive so that you can employ others as well. And so this is why government is taking the step to change the reality that some of us Liberian businesses find ourselves in. Through the Liberian Investment, Finance, and Trade Project, the government has already dispersed about $5 million United States dollars to MSMEs across the country in phase one. That support has helped businesses to expand. The support has helped businesses.
The Governance Commission and the Law Reform Commission are said to be working together to encourage the appropriate authorities to approve the updating and rewriting of the Liberian Constitution. GC Acting Chairman Professor Ilaric Tokpa disclosed that due to involving and changing circumstances, there is a need to review and update the Liberian Constitution. Professor Tokpa made the disclosure when he addressed the press on the state of affairs at the Governing Commission in Monrovia on Monday.
There is a need to revise and update the Constitution of Liberia. The Governance Commission is working with the Law Reform Commission for the purpose of encouraging the presidency, the legislature, and other appropriate authorities to approve the updating of our Constitution. We invite you to join us in a campaign to mobilize interest in a review or rewriting of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The National Anti-Corruption Strategy is outdated. It needs to be revised and updated. Between the Governance Commission, the Law Reform Commission, and the LACC, the fight against corruption and the updating of the anti-corruption strategy is an important matter of concern. We should also inform you that the Governance Commission has involved with the organization of public dialogues on very important national matters, among them effective city governance, the World Economic Crimes Code, the tourism sector, and the National History Project. The Governance Commission is committed to restoring credibility, efficiency, and compliance by addressing the GSC audit findings head-on and by paying attention to important programs. We are laying the foundation for a stronger, more transparent institution that will continue to faithfully serve the Liberian people. That's 79 individuals were recruited between 2021 and 2023 without competitive processes, advertising of vacancies, or
The Christian community has stepped up called on the Solidarity and Trust for a new day to postpone its nationwide scheduled protest on December 17 to next year. Monday, the Liberian Council of Churches called on the Liberian government now to allow the Solidarity and Trust for a new day to stage a protest during the festive season because the city is too jam-packed with people going about their normal business, and it is the time of giving, peace, and forgiveness. Now, the General Overseer of the Apostolic Pentecostal Church International, Bishop Cotto Brown, has joined the fray by calling on STEM to postpone its protest. Speaking during the lightening of the Christmas light in Brovio, Bishop Brown, who is also the founder and president of the Liberia Council of Churches, said the Christians want to celebrate the festive season in peace.
We want to appeal to those people who are planning the protest. Please postpone your protest from this Christmas period. We want to focus during this Christmas. We want peace in Liberia during this Christmas. Please postpone your protest. Postpone your protest. I'm not saying it's not your right to protest. It's your right. That's why I say postpone it. Give us a chance to enjoy our Christmas. During this Christmas, there are people who are going to hustle. People are moving up and down. It's a time to reach out. We also want to call upon the government of Liberia. Reach out. Reach out. Set the table. Encourage the dialogue. We don't want to see a protest during this Christmas time. So we appeal to the organizers. We appeal to the organizers. Give us a chance. Oh, we want to enjoy our Christmas. We want to focus on loving God during this Christmas. Reaching out to one another. And we got more time. 2026 is coming. And we can talk about all the issues. All the issues that are here. And we are not saying there are no issues here. Are there issues here? Yes. But the protest during Christmas time are not good time. The protest during Christmas time, is that a good time? No, it's not good time. Give us time to go to bed and rest in peace. And get up in the morning and look for our food to eat. When Christmas finish, New Year finish, whatever you want to do now, you can do it.
Liberia's ambassador to Senegal says one of the major challenges in education, the country's education sector, is the high rate of females dropping from school and other vocational institutions. Ambassador Ali Selad noted that there is a need for a collective effort to address this means of female dropping out of educational and vocational training programs in Liberia.
One of the challenging things about our country is that we have more young women who go to school for enrollment, like admission. They start the class, and then by the middle of the section, what they do? 31 person is graduating, so that means 50% of you guys drop out. We need to change that. That's a significant number that we need to change. And this is not just this school alone. This is across every institution in Liberia. That young women start with a high number, but in the middle of the school, 50% of that starts remaining the same. So we need to change that. So it's not like it's on the shoulder of the other people, it's on the shoulder of all of us. How do we elicit them? How do we encourage them? What kind of token system we can put together so they can continue their education? Some of you are your peers. How do you encourage them? How do you go and find out what is happening? Because sometimes it's not their fault. It could be so many different circumstances because life has so many challenges. So many challenges. It could be financial constraint. It could be abuse in the household. It could be female issues. It could be peer pressures from some of their peers who are not in the school, but the forces of those peers in the community. And also too, it could be vulnerable communities, the community that all of us live in. Some of us standing here, our parents didn't go to school, but we're here. We want to change that cycle. And the way to change poverty is only education. There's no black magic about it. Only education can change your circumstances. And the greatest gift that our parents can give us is education. So we need to take advantage of that and make them proud. So I want to thank you so much for being here. Also,
a local non-governmental organization named Star Friends Forever has concluded its Spelling Bee tournament involving several schools across Montserrat County Districts 7 and 8. The competition brought together students from various institutions to showcase their academic abilities and promote educational excellence. At the end of the tournament, student Nathaniel McGill of the Charles D.B. King Public School emerged as the first place winner. He received a certificate along with an undisclosed cash prize from Goodwill supporters who praised his commitment to hard work and academic discipline. During the certification ceremony, the participating schools were acknowledged with special recognition given to the CDB King Public School as the most supported institution throughout the competition.
You got to get into the great final. That was big dedication, play great, and that was not done. Play out for those two. Thank you. We can't get competition, loser Liberia. We don't accept anybody as the loser. Everybody is the winner. And we are grateful to God to have all of our local speakers on stage here today. And we captain the US and the national head, my dear, our champion. So now that we're going from the town, we're going to our home. Today, we dedicate the delegate to this school to be for the most supported school in the government. Our national, my assistant CEO, Paul Louis Kamar, who will present this certificate of honor to CBDK as the most supported school of the government.
And now away from home, senior military officials taken hostage during Sunday's attempted coup in Benin have been free. Government source has told the BBC. It remains unclear how they were released or if other hostages are still being held. Security forces are continuing a manhunt for those involved in the plot who remain alleged. A group of soldiers appear on state TV early in the morning to announce they have taken over in the West African country, and gunfire was heard near the presidential residence. On this note, this is how we come to the end of today's edition of the news program. But before we take leave of you, reminder of top stories we close the photo. Employee of Morovia Brewery accused company management of bad labor practices. Spokesperson Hassan Paekba says about 11 employees are being dismissed without due process. Congress for Democratic Change condemns ruling Unity Party use of executive marshal as official communication channel to broadcast homecoming event, term 8 desecration of the presidency. That the 30-year-old man Moscow Wiard reportedly stabbed his 25-year-old woman to death over USD $20 argument in Rock Culture community. In a way from whom two senior military officials have taken hostage during Sunday's attempt coup in Benin have been freed. Government source has told the BBC. And that's where the head of the World Health Organization has described an attack on a kindergarten and hospital in Sudan, which she said killed 114 people. This note, I'd like to say many thanks to our reporters and writers, as well as our editors for making today's news presentation a success. Sam Andrews was here with the news bulletin. I'm Stevie Compton. Thanks for listening and watching.